Hi everyone, I'm Kristen. This is Zach from Whole Latte Love. He's going to be teaching me how to do latte art. Complete newbie to latte art, so no judgment please. We are going to be running through kind of like a 101 of latte art, and then hold your questions. We're going to be having a question section at the very end, so around like maybe the 18 to 20 minute mark, we're going to throw it to you guys for questions. So just a little bit about, if you have any additional questions, you can sign up for a CoffeeCast. Those are individual one-on-one video chats with our experts here at Whole Latte Love. You could get someone, you could actually get Zach.
Yep.
You could get Nick, who's been in our previous live streams, along with many of our other experts. In addition, if you are looking for some discounts, we always have subscriber exclusive discounts. So sign up for our newsletter. It's right at the bottom of our homepage, wholelattelove.com. If you want to speak to someone in customer service, we are open right now. Our phone number is 585-924-7170. You can also chat with us at wholelattelove.com if you'd prefer to type instead of chat. And then right now, we are in the holiday season officially. So if you have any, if you ever need to return, there's an extended return window through January 15th. So I'm throwing it to you, Zach.
Yeah,
start us off. What's a 101 of latte art?
Yeah, so we'll just dive straight into it. So there are a couple different factors that we need to look into before even getting to the pour.
Okay.
It comes down to the machine, the grinder, even your cups. That all kind of matters. So you want to be able to have a machine that you'll still be able to produce a really nice quality steam. So these Gaja Classic Evo Pros are one of them. You can still do great latte art on these and brew some great espresso for latte art. So starting off with our Silencio grinder, that's going to give us a really nice crema, a really nice base to our latte art, because crema is going to be kind of our canvas for this. So a really nice canvas is going to give us some really great art. Next, we will dive into our cups. So a couple things about some cups. So I have a Gaja cup, and then also these really cool not neutral cups right now. So
these come in an array of colors, these not neutral cups. They're really cute for whatever aesthetic you're going for in your kitchen.
Yeah, and for latte art, I think these are great just because they do show kind of like that really nice glistening orange color background. So I think these look amazing with latte art, no matter what you're doing, whether it's going to be hearts, which we'll be going through, or some rosettas, which we will probably be hitting today. So
great, I'm excited.
Yeah, definitely. So with this, when we're looking at cups, it's super important to kind of look at the base of this cup, the bottom of this cup. So it should show a really nice clear parabola. So this will kind of give us a nice base for that canvas to just kind of raise up in a really nice even way as we pour more and more into our cup. With that, there's another factor that we need to look into, which is our pitcher. So as we can see all the way over here, I have a huge array of different pitchers. So starting with a fellow Eddie. So I like to use these because they do have increments on the inside where you can actually see where to pour your milk. And each one of these pitchers, it's important to actually pour the proper amount of milk per pitcher. So this one I like to do for, our 16 ounce, 6 ounce, 8 ounce, 10 ounces, kind of pushing it to the top a little bit, but it still is possible. But if we were going towards that 10 ounce, maybe one of these Revolution pitchers might be a little bit nicer, a little bit bigger, or even one of the smaller Revolution pitchers.
So when would you want the smaller pitcher versus the larger? Is it just dependent on what drink you're trying to achieve?
Yeah.
Okay.
It all depends on that milk waste. Like I said, there's a specific amount of milk that you want to use within each one of these pitchers, and usually your point of reference is going to be at the spout. So if you can see inside here, there's going to be the bottom of this brim. At the bottom of this brim, we want to go about a ½ an inch below, and that'll give us a good measuring point for how much milk that pitcher can really hold when trying to build up our microfoam. And then there's a couple different aspects to these pitchers, and what really makes it different between this eddy and the revolution. When doing latte art, it's important to also look at the spout. So the spout's going to be super important. As you can see on the revolution, it's pretty pointed. If we can get that into focus there, possibly. All right, so it's slightly pointed, but it is still you know, a pretty circular, wide spout. So this will be really good with stacking tulips, or you can still get some really fine lines within a rosetta. Or if we have like something like the Fellow Eddy, or even our Brewista Nasty Jug. So these have a lot finer spouts. As you can see, these are more for drawing art. So if you see people doing like those Pegasus or really fine, crisp lines on rosettas, we aim to using these. And as you can see, that you still have the reference on each one of these as a guide point to how you should be pouring your milk, or how much you should be pouring your milk. Fellow Eddy, again, being really nice because it does show those increments on the inside of the pitcher.
Is the goal generally to have the exact amount of milk that you want in your cup? So that's why there's the measure?
Yeah, so if you've seen our previous live cast, I actually poured incorrectly. So what can happen is all of a sudden you start spilling over your cup. And using the proper amount of milk also prevents a lot of milk waste. And it also ensures that you're getting to your microfoam at the proper amount of time. So sometimes you'll actually see a lot of people starting with these smaller pitchers to measure out their milk and then pouring to a bigger pitcher, because then we're going to push that microfoam out a lot faster. So we'll be able to draw towards the beginning of that cup instead of having to wait the whole entire time.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right, do you want me to get brewing?
All right, let's get brewing. So we're going to have Kristen brew on this Gaja Classic Evo Pro on this side, and I'll be steaming on the other over here. So as we get to steaming, we'll go ahead and measure our milk into this one. So it's really important to start with nice cold milk. It's going to give you a lot of time to build up that microfoam. And when we're talking about building up microfoam, it's also important to talk about our temperatures as well. So with our temperatures, it's only possible to actually build up microfoam until about the 120 Fahrenheit mark. So these thermometers are super helpful when first looking at building up any sort of foam. So as you're raising up your temperature, you also have to keep in mind that this thermometer will also fall a little bit behind. So you're waiting for this to catch up. So as soon as this thermometer comes up to about the 100 point, then we can actually back off and focus on our whirlpool. So as we're talking about that, it's really important to talk about how to build up that microfoam for latte art. So there's a couple different ways that I like to describe this, but the main thing is to think about our pitcher. So when we think about our pitcher and our spout proximity and where the steam wand actually fits inside our pitcher, we can almost think about this in quadrants. So if we actually draw an X on this pitcher, we're actually going to want to start with the steam wand following the spout and going straight to the center of our pitcher, so the center of that X. And then as we bring our pitcher down, and we start hearing the infusion of air. So we'll start hearing those little chirps. As you know, if you walk into any coffee shops, you can kind of hear the barista chirping that whole entire time. We want to infuse quite a few little chirps depending on your steam pressure. And we're watching our foam build. So for latte art, maybe we want towards 5 to 10 little chirps up until that 120 mark. And then building and using a whirlpool up until about 150, 155 degrees.
So I'm brand new to latte art. So will you call out when you hear this chirp? When you, okay.
Yeah,
all
so
right,
we'll be
great.
listening in the whole entire time. In order to create that whirlpool after we chirp, all we do in that quadrant is actually move it over just slightly. So if we're thinking about this in quadrants, all we're going to do with our steam wand is just move it over just slightly, and that's going to create that nice whirlpool within our pitcher. Are we ready?
Which cup do you want first? I know
Yeah, so since there is a huge preference here, let's go ahead and save these more for rosettas, and let's go ahead with the Gaja just for the hearts. So today we're going to start with a heart, and we'll be able to go through this pouring motion. All right. I'm going to go ahead and pre-purge my wand. As you can see, plenty of steam pressure. And we're going to want to brew and steam about at the same time. Do you see those little chirps?
Oh, that?
Little tiny chirps. And you can also tell that I have a little bit of a whirlpool in these. And if you're not using a thermometer, a good point to stop with those chirps is when it's about too hot to touch. So here, it's a little bit too hot to touch. I'm going to continue on with my whirlpool. Until we have a nice texture. And every time, even if we're pouring latte art, it is nice to get quick to our espresso, but always purge your wand. Which I like to have a wand towel somewhere near. So as you can see with this milk texture, we have a really nice textured microfoam. You can see how it cascades along the side of that pitcher. So here, maybe we'll do a heart. So maybe we should focus something on more of a larger spout, like this revolution. So I'm actually going to milk transfer here, transferring over to a larger pitcher just so we can get to that microfoam a little bit quicker. So if you ever see any larger bubbles within your pitcher, all you have to do is give it a couple taps. Don't tap it too much. You don't want too much of that foam building up, and work it in. When I say work it in, we're just giving it a nice little swirl. All right, and then we want to focus on our canvas. So with our canvas, we're seeing a nice dark contrasted color. And what we want to do is make sure that we're going to be pouring within the deep end of the cup. So I usually like to set my pitcher flat and hold the cup so it's at this nice angle. And we're going to plop a little bit of milk right in the center there and distill our base. After we distill our base for hearts, we can go ahead and level off. And we went a little too thin. This is the problem with going live, right? So what can happen there is we did wait a little too long before that pour. And what we can do now to correct what we just did is we can chirp a little bit more. We can build up a little bit more foam, and maybe we won't actually go ahead and milk transfer, because as you can see, we have a lot more milk left over there. So we probably didn't dump a lot of our microfoam into the pitcher. So let's go ahead and restart and try this out. And we can answer questions too between these as well. So let's go ahead and answer a question.
We had a question here. Somebody was asking whether or not you can pour latte art into like brewed coffee as well as espresso.
So the problem with brewed coffee, it is a little bit difficult. You are able to do it maybe on some cafe au laits, but you're really considering your contrasted background. You really want that crema and a contrast in your background. But you, with some cafe au laits, some larger cafe au laits, you can have a little bit of a light contrasted background with a little bit of a light latte art, but not too much. So the preference is espresso, so that nice contrast.
All right, we're going for the blue cup again?
Let's go for it. Let's go for, actually, yeah, let's go for this blue one this time. So we'll change up our cups a little bit too. And as we can see, we're at temperature for steaming. We're going to follow that spout into the center. And we're going to start building up some foam. And as you can see, you can switch sides. It doesn't really actually matter which way your whirlpool is going, as long as that spout is not coming anywhere close to the metal sides, which you will hear it fight back at you if you get that spout close to the metal side.
Oh, I've done that before.
It happens
I
to
know
all
that
of us.
sound. Okay, here we go, Zach.
Thank you. We're at a point where it's about too hot to touch. And we'll go ahead and turn this off. Always purge our wand. And wipe it off. All right, so we're gonna quickly get to this next pour here. And using that contrasted background, we'll now, with the same pitcher, go for a heart. So we'll go ahead and pour into that deep end, very nice contrasted background. And with the heart, all we can do is level off. We're gonna go ahead and start pushing our foam, lift up, and push out. So we have a nice, cute little heart there. And what is important about hearts is the push. So as you can see, when we started pouring, we actually leveled off our cup about halfway. So we created that nice canvas, and then as we're pouring to get to that microfoam, as soon as we start seeing that microfoam, in order to draw, you actually want to come close to the canvas. So once you start coming closer to your canvas and lifting your elbow, you'll actually see the white come out. And as that white comes out, we want to go ahead and start pushing across our canvas. So as we push, we'll see all of the microfoam start building up.
Okay.
And as it starts building up, we can then lift up our pitcher, because when we lift our pitcher, it actually shoots past our canvas, so we're not drawing anymore. So the pitcher proximity really matters. So if we want to be crossing off and drawing, and we don't want it to show on our canvas, all we have to do is actually lift up. So I'm going to do when I cross off that heart is actually lift up and pull away. So
Okay.
Are you ready to try one?
Oh gosh.
Let's get another question.
Yeah,
Let's get another question in here.
So, does it matter how many holes are in the tip of the steam wand?
So I am personally able to actually build up microfoam no matter what, but steam pressure is important. So the higher the steam pressure, the better quality steam is what I like to call it. So with these gajas, I do like the quality of steam that we can actually build up. You're still building up steam in that microfoam pretty fast, but if it's taking too long, you can decrease the amount of actual holes within your steam wand to also increase that pressure. So you can speed up this process of actually creating that microfoam.
Great.
So,
and I know
great
there's
question.
also some supers that do come with the commercial steam wand, like the Academia. So yeah, if you are looking for a super as well, you don't necessarily need the semi-automatic. You could go for the Gaja Academia.
Yep.
And also try latte art.
Yeah. Any of our machines that we have, it is possible to do latte art, which is hence why we actually tried to use the Gaja today, because a lot of people come to us in comments that they can't build up any microfoam on these, and we can build up some good microfoam, and we can do some really nice art. So let's continue going through there, unless there's any other questions that we can answer at this time.
Yeah, let's do one more real quick.
Okay.
Does it matter what temperature the milk is for the texture of the milk?
So with latte art, it actually does not. So after we actually build up that microfoam, I prefer to pour towards that 145, so we're still getting up to a good temperature. But if you actually look at those big time latte art competitions or anything like that, as soon as they actually have a really nice textured milk at the correct temperature, they're actually speeding through these pours a lot. So as long as you can build up that microfoam in a proper amount of time, it doesn't matter as much with the temperature. But is it drinkable? No. If you're practicing, whatever.
So if it gets too hot, it's undrinkable? Is that?
Yeah, I mean, so
Okay.
traditionally when we're serving these drinks and you want to drink your latte art, which preferably you would want to drink this afterwards, you are kind of aiming for somewhere between a 145, 155, maybe even 160 for extra hot, but for regular milk. At those temperatures, alt milks will taste scorched. And it will kind of decrease that texture inside your foam as well as soon as you start hitting those higher temperatures.
So there's barista type of alternative milks. So can those hit those higher temperatures, or would you still recommend to keep it on the lower end?
I would still recommend to keep it on that lower end. Again, it's something that you will definitely want to play with. The biggest thing about making these drinks, doing latte art, the biggest thing is really just practice, putting in your reps. I know a lot of famous latte artists out there. All they're doing at home is buying a whole bunch of gallons and just blasting away at it, and just continuous repetition is how you get there. So that's what I personally like to do at home as well. Sometimes I'll just pick up a couple gallons and have a little latte art party, and we'll just kind of see what kind of art we can pour. So.
Really cool. All right, do you want to do rosette?
We can move on to the rosetta now. So after we went through that little push, we can now go through the process of actually creating basically this flower leaf. So with this one, it's going to be important with that spout proximity and also getting to that microfoam as soon as possible. So after we create that base, we're then going to want to lift our elbow and come in and build up a nice base to then wiggle our pitcher. So this wiggling motion will actually appear on our canvas. And as we back off with our pitcher, coming off to the front of the pitcher, we can also swipe it like a leaf. The best way to go and describe this one is actually doing it. So we'll go through that process right now.
Whoa.
And when first starting out with latte art, don't be afraid to use too much milk. It's a little bit easier and more forgiving to use a little more milk than less milk. So if you do need to over pour, which you've seen that I've been doing actually lately, you can always milk transfer into a different pitcher or just pour out a little bit into a sink. And let's go ahead and use the blue pitcher.
The blue?
Yeah. All right, with the same technique, we're gonna go halfway into our milk before starting, turn up our steam, and then go into that second and fourth quadrant as soon as we find our chirps. And I may actually need to use your steam wand really fast because we ran out of steam pressure here. So this is one of the benefits of actually improving your machine to a dual boiler, just because you can do repetitive steams back to back to back without actually dropping too much in temperature, because as you can see our light turned off here. So we'll actually have to go ahead and re-steam, but luckily on these it takes about 20 seconds. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn that one on and we'll re-steam right now.
So we talked about the milk to use the types of cups you're looking for depending on what style of latte art you're attempting. We talked about temperature, the pitchers. Are there any other tools that you'd recommend for newbies to latte art to be using as they first attempt their creations?
I mean, I think it's always in a search of a pitcher that works for you, a cup that works for you, and then also just getting used to that movement. So with these pitchers, you can actually practice with water even. Basically on how you hold your pitcher also matters. Some people like a lot of control, but I like to let the pitcher do a lot of work itself. So when you actually pour, which this has some water in it, when we actually pour, what we can do is actually pinch the top of our pitcher with our thumb angled up. And then with that, it can kind of freely wiggle within our hand. So that's going to be very important when it comes to this next pour. So with this next pour, we don't want to be moving the base of the pitcher or else it's going to come out kind of in a chunky clump of latte art. What we want is the pitcher to do all the work for us. So as we're just dangling it here, it's going to create that really nice fine line before coming back and striking across.
All right, very cool.
The pitcher can do a lot of work, so finding the right pitcher for you and getting used to this movement and keeping your body nice, tight, and symmetrical to you is going to be a big thing when first starting out. So good practices right from the start would be important.
All right.
All right, so since this actually sat for a little bit, it's going to be a little bit hard to pour in, but we're going to see what happens here. Again, pouring into a nice fresh espresso every single time with that nice body background is going to have a better result. So. Woo. A little bit of milk in here. All right, we're going to come halfway here again. And I can already feel that difference in pressure. And also you can see that I am getting used to the differences of the feeling of the pitcher as it hits different temperatures.
Okay.
So that's an important thing, even when first using a thermometer, to get used to those different temperatures that it's hitting and how that feels in your hand.
Okay, and I can definitely see how the milk is moving inside the pitcher.
And as you can see, there's a nice texture there. Go ahead and wipe off our steam wand, even though we have milk everywhere. Keep things somewhat clean here. And we'll see what we can do inside this pitcher. Again, if I over pour, I kind of just shoot it over to a different pitcher. And then let's see what we can do. As you can see, we're kind of losing a lot of our contrasted background, but what you can do is distill that crema inside your cup by just swirling it around a few times and pouring into that deep end. So as we pour, we're going to create that new base of that background. And then we can go in for a nice rosetta. Somewhat nice rosetta. So as you can see, it's a pretty quick movement, but there are slower options available to move in a slower movement. But it's all about that whipple. So as you pour, it's all about how you hold your pitcher. And then again, if you don't want anything to show or you're striking off, it's all about your pitcher proximity and lifting up and swiping through.
All right, well, you make it look very easy, Zach.
Yeah, I can do some things.
So Mark and Brian, are there any other questions? All right, so again, if you have any additional questions, please reach out. You can schedule a CoffeeCast. You can call customer service directly. we're here. We'd love to answer your questions. So yeah, thank you so much, Zach.
Yeah, of course.
This was a great experience into latte art. Happy holidays to everyone, and thank you so much for watching.
Coffee and espresso are hot this holiday season, and so are the savings with our best prices of the year. Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals are on now at Whole Latte Love.
The deals are hot, and so are new options, like the best selection of custom wood knobs, trims, and panels.
Put the convenience of a push-button bean-to-cup specialty cafe in your home, like the incredible Gaggia Academia. Customize your own Italian espresso machine using our 3D builder to add real wood treatments, trim, and accessories.
Bundle products for purchase like grinders and coffee accessories for even more discounts.
You know, for 26 years, Whole Latte Love has offered coffee lovers the best selection and lowest prices on everything coffee.
Don't miss your chance to save even more. Go to the sale page at Whole Latte Love for Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals on automatics from Gaggia, Jura, and DeLonghi.
Prosumer espresso machines from Profitec, ECM, Rocket, and Bedzera, whole bean coffees and accessories, plus top-rated grinders from names like Eureka, Giotto, Barazza, and more.
Plus, shipping is always free on orders over $50. We price match so you always get the best price. And Mark, we've got latte rewards.
Yeah, you're going to earn 3% in rewards on your purchases, and your purchases, they're going to be returnable until January 15th. Shop now for the best selection, and you can do it with confidence. If prices go down, you're going to get the difference in latte rewards.
So don't miss out on your chance to save with the best prices of the year.
Go to the sale page at Whole Latte Love and check out the Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals going on now. Coffee and espresso are hot this holiday season, and so are the savings with our best prices of the year. Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals are on now at Whole Latte Love.
The deals are hot, and so are new options like the best selection of custom wood knobs, trims, and panels.
Put the convenience of a push-button bean-to-cup specialty cafe in your home like the incredible Gaggia Academia. Customize your own Italian espresso machine using our 3D builder to add real wood treatments, trim, and accessories.
Bundle products for purchase like grinders and coffee accessories for even more discounts.
You know, for 26 years, Whole Latte Love has offered coffee lovers the best selection and lowest prices on everything coffee.
Don't miss your chance to save even more. Go to the sale page at Whole Latte Love for Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals on automatics from Gaggia, Jura, and DeLonghi.
Prosumer espresso machines from Profitec, ECM, Rocket, and Bedzera, whole bean coffees and accessories, plus top-rated grinders from names like Eureka, Chiato, Barazza, and more.
Plus, shipping is always free on orders over $50. We price match so you always get the best price. And Mark, we've got Latte rewards.
Yeah, you're going to earn 3% in rewards on your purchases, and your purchases, they're going to be returnable until January 15th. Shop now for the best selection, and you can do it with confidence. If prices go down, you're going to get the difference in Latte rewards.
So don't miss out on your chance to save with the best prices of the year.
Go to the sale page at Whole Latte Love and check out the Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals going on now. Coffee and espresso are hot this holiday season, and so are the savings with our best prices of the year. Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals are on now at Whole Latte Love.
The deals are hot, and so are new options like the best selection of custom wood knobs, trims, and panels.
Put the convenience of a push-button bean to cup specialty cafe in your home, like the incredible Gaggia Academia. Customize your own Italian espresso machine using our 3D builder to add real wood treatments, trim, and accessories.
Bundle products for purchase like grinders and coffee accessories for even more discounts.
You know, for 26 years, Whole Latte Love has offered coffee lovers the best selection and lowest prices on everything coffee.
Don't miss your chance to save even more. Go to the sale page at Whole Latte Love for Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals on automatics from Gaggia, Jura, and DeLonghi.
Prosumer espresso machines from Profitec, ECM, Rocket, and Bedzera, whole bean coffees and accessories, plus top-rated grinders from names like Eureka, Chiato, Barazza, and more.
Plus, shipping is always free on orders over $50. We price match so you always get the best price. And Mark, we've got latte rewards.
Yeah, you're going to earn 3% in rewards on your purchases, and your purchases, they're going to be returnable until January 15th. Shop now for the best selection, and you can do it with confidence. If prices go down, you're going to get the difference in latte rewards.
So don't miss out on your chance to save with the best prices of the year.
Go to the sale page at Whole Latte Love and check out the Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals going on now.
Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Nick from Whole Latte Love. I'm here with Kristen. This segment's going to be a little interesting because we've got a lot of different customizations going on across a variety of machines from different brands. And then what we've also done is we've taken some of our wood components and accessories that aren't necessarily from the same manufacturers, so we can give you a closer look at how everything kind of meshes together aesthetically. So if you're thinking about buying some wood accents for your machine, but then you see some other wood items from our catalog, this is your opportunity to get a look at how does everything kind of look together, right, Kristen?
Yeah. I'm super excited to talk about this wood. We've been talking about it for our past few segments. It really adds this natural warmth to your kitchen. It's a great way to enhance these already beautiful machines.
We've got the classic that you guys had with you and Zach. So, we've got stuff from manufacturers. We've got stuff from the specific wood manufacturers themselves, like Wiedemann, and then even some accessories from Eureka. So we'll get into that. But before we do, just a reminder for those of you who want to have a more in-depth look at any of these machines or products, you can sign up using our CoffeeCast. That's a live one-on-one service where you can book with a machine and a coffee expert from our staff, and then we'll be able to go over any questions that you have, especially on things that we don't always have time to cover, say in some of our YouTube videos. And if you really want to stay up to date on all of our latest new arrivals, let's say customizations like some of these, maybe new products or exclusive savings, you want to make sure that you sign up for our email list. Kristen, you might be pretty familiar with our email blasts, huh?
Yeah, we always have a welcome discount, but in addition to that, we do have very regular subscriber-only discounts, so it's a great way to get an extra discount on whatever you are looking to purchase, whether it's for yourself or for a gift.
That's right. And so, this is the holiday season after all. We have extended hours, so we'll be on the phones today until 10:30, but for normal Monday through Friday right now, we're 9 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then Saturday and Sunday, we're on from 10 a.m. to 5:30. And because we're during the holidays, this is our holiday return period as well. So you may have already bought a machine, you might still be considering one for yourself, or maybe for a friend or loved one. The return period on that is actually going to be until January 15th or until 30 days, whichever is longer. So if you are a little gun shy and you wait a bit, you might have that 30 days instead of the 15, but otherwise it's a great opportunity to pick something out. And then if somebody kind of maybe wants to change something out, maybe a different wood or something like that, they can always return it and exchange it for something else. So, Kristen, let's get started actually. We've got a return of our Profitect Pro 400 espresso machine. So this is the matte white version in particular. Yeah, let's get a close-up on that. It looks very beautiful. This is with walnut wood accenting. So I want to kind of go over everything that we have going on here. So first of all, again, this is the matte white, which is an exclusive color to Whole Latte Love. And then what we've done is we've actually changed out the disklets. So let's get a close-up on those disklets as well. These are included with the machine, so they're metal backed, and then they actually will install right on the steam and hot water ones. And what they do is they really allow you to adjust based on your taste and your preferences. So right now we had olive wood on the machine yesterday with blue disklets. Today we've got a beautiful walnut that's provided by Wiedemann for us. They're a German manufacturer, and then we went with the green disklet instead. So that's actually pretty similar, Kristen, to the Green Gage Classic that you and Zach were showing off with the walnut as well.
Yeah, it's a beautiful color combination, and these really, they just have this very soft surface on them. They feel very sturdy. These are handmade.
They are handmade in southern Germany, that's right. So when you purchase a Wiedemann product, you will receive it in a box that has a certificate of authenticity as well as quality control. These are typically sanded and polished and then treated multiple times with a hard oil. So to your point, they're incredibly smooth, but they're also very soft but long-lasting as well. So kind of the haptic feel of the wood is something that is part of the overall improvement that you get with the machine. They look beautiful, obviously, but being at home, you can't necessarily feel just how nice that is to have replaced the bakelite that's very common on these sorts of products. Now, Wiedemann also produced the hopper lid that we have here and the funnel lid for the Profitect Pro T64 grinder. They do produce as well, and let's see if we can get a close-up on this. This is the Wiedemann Precision Tamper, so it's a 58.3 millimeter tamper. So that's this wood, but then also what we have up here, we've got the hard maple or the hard walnut, and we also have Profitec's own American walnut tamper accenting. So we'll put that right on the drip tray so that people can maybe get a closer look. The idea though is if you're looking maybe to get, say, Profitec's tamper and you want to upgrade to their wood handle or buy one of our wood accented preparation tools from St. Anthony Industries, you can sort of see that everything does mesh well together. So if you're looking and you're saying to yourself, does this look good with some of the other accenting? It does pair quite nicely in my opinion. Obviously, wood grain is going to vary. Some of the patterning is going to vary. It is an organic product. So nothing you get will probably look identical to what we have up here, but very close. And so the walnut, I think, is just a very natural look. Fits well in most kitchens and households. And I think on that white with the Profitec Pro 400, it's really a nice choice.
Yeah, and if you know it is the holiday season, if you know someone that does have this machine already, it's a great add-on to a gift. It could be a stocking stuffer. It could be, you could get them the whole set.
If they've got one of the grinders that matches, we do have wood lids, as you can see, for Profitec's own grinders. We've got lids that are compatible with our Chiato range as well. The Eureka Mignons, which are incredibly popular. So it is a great way, like you're saying, Kristen, to, if somebody's got the machine already, maybe add, give it a little bit of a facelift, let's say, add some more spice to it. So let's move on. This is the Bitzera BZ13. And so the BZ13, we've got our Tiger Maple accenting on. So pretty straightforward just on the steam and hot water joysticks, the portafilter as well. This is the Wiedemann tamper, which is also a Tiger Maple. So you can see there is a little bit of variation just in terms of the striping, which adds more of a kind of tiger look to this. That contrasts a bit because it's a little bit more of an intense striping pattern than on the portafilter. But altogether, I'd say they look quite good. We also have our maple accessories. These are from Eureka. So Eureka produces their own wood accessories as well. It's not quite as, I'd say, bright as the maple that you can get from, say, Wiedemann, for example, but it is going to be close. So I would think that if you're looking to maybe keep some accessories all in the family with Eureka, these are really nice, these tampers that they have. They have little inserts that you can adjust. So if you've got bigger or smaller hands, you can actually remove the handle and then take these segments out to change the fit in your hand. So those are another, I think, good pairing that you can mix and match with some of our own wood accenting that we're offering on the machines.
So now, how easy are these to swap out if someone's like, actually, I really want to change from the lighter wood to a darker, I'm changing the look of my kitchen?
Now, that's a really good question, Kristen. For things like the steam and the hot water, that's as simple as maybe giving it a slight angle so you can twist, and then you can remove the entire joystick. Now, for something like the portafilter, unless you're here in the studio like we are and you're ready to swap at a moment's notice, you'll receive these portafilter handles installed into the portafilter head with sealant on the threading as well. That's going to keep the portafilter nice and tight so that it doesn't come loose when you're operating it. Some machines, though, going forward from ECM and Profitec are going to have what they call the twist and change portafilter handles. So machines like the Profitec Pro 600 and the new Drive espresso machine going forward have handles that are designed to be removed very easily. So what you really want to do is if somebody wants to upgrade, say, down the road, give us a call and our sales team can put together an order for you to get you a complete wood set with portafilters of whatever styles that you want as well.
Great. That's a great option.
And I think, yes, I love just the ability to kind of accent like this. So here we have the ECM Mechanica Max, and we have the blackened oak accessories. And we actually have a little cameo as well. So right now, the lids, again, this lid set that fits on the V-Titan grinder here is the same as the lid set from the T64. A little bit of that cross-pollination between ECM and Profitec, the Wiedemann tamper as well. What I have down here, this is from Barista Improving Taste. So you may have heard of their portafilter baskets that were designed by our friend Sauro Dallaglio. This is his specific tamper that he's made. It has a slight taper on the edge here, but otherwise it's flat, and it's designed to fit with the contour of his specific baskets. This is Wenge, but I think it matches very well with the blackened oak from Wiedemann. So that's something where if you wanted to look at maybe a different tamper design, say you are looking to buy from Barista Improving Taste, where it's a holistic package where you're getting the E61 group as well as the baskets, you can still do it in style with something that's going to match the rest of the components that you have in your machine.
Yeah, these are beautiful.
And it's not just that they're beautiful, but they're incredibly functional too. So one thing is, if we can get zoomed in, and Kristen will go over here, a good tamper is going to allow you to actually wrap your thumb, and let's see if we can get, there we go, around the base, so that when you're tamping, you have proper leverage and you're able to control the force. So you see, that will wrap right with the shape of your thumb, and then you press straight down onto the coffee. So that's one of the things I think that Wiedmann has done very, very well, is it's pretty much a seamless connection between that really thick base and then the handle. So nicely done, Wiedmann. Nicely done, Barista Improving Taste as well, though. Now, Kristen, tell me a little bit about the Classic, though. I think you are the pro when it comes to this. You've just talked about it a little bit here.
I sure have. It's a great machine as your first machine in your espresso journey. As I said in a previous live stream, my boyfriend's sister, this was her very first espresso machine. She actually got us into
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah. She actually didn't, I just asked her what her first machine was, and she's like, "Oh, I had the Gaja Classic. It was amazing."
She might be a little jealous now, seeing what's in there. I mean, so, and on the Gaja Classic, Kristen, you brought up, can people change things out very easily? Well, first of all, this knob, you simply remove it by pulling it out. There's just tension that holds it onto the valve there. And then for these handles, one thing I do want to mention is that with the Gaja Classic in particular, when you purchase your machine, if you're purchasing it with the custom wood accents, our bundler allows you to choose what style of portafilter that you want. So this one right here happens to be a bottomless, but depending on your preference, you can choose one with a double spout or a single spout. And we build that whole thing on demand. So getting your sister into, or actually
My boyfriend's
your boyfriend's sister
Yep.
into some more premium accessories for her machine would be pretty easy. Now, obviously, we have the Wiedmann tamper again, but I wanted to show off too, going back to the topic of mixing and matching. This is one of the Zebra accessories from Eureka. We have their precision tamp as well as the leveling tool. That matches quite well with the olive wood too. So again, that would be the same if you were looking at olive wood, say, on any of our other machines, like on that Pro 400 that we had earlier. And then, of course, the olive wood lid that we have for the Eureka Mignon.
Yeah, this is beautiful. I think it's such a, not even just a trend, it's like just natural beauty to add to your kitchen. You can match it to a cutting board or, yeah, it's just a great way to add.
So tell us a little bit about that, though, because I know you worked before to actually hand curate the assortment of classic pairing that we had in the last stream. So between the woods and then the colors of the mignons, we've got 16, I think, different colors of the mignon. Many of them are exclusive here at Whole Latte Love. So tell me a little bit about, I guess, what was the thought process behind the colors that you picked?
So in that selection of colors, we were really looking at the 2023 trends for interior design. I was deep into interior design, designing me and my boyfriend's first house. So we were looking at all those trends when we were designing our house. So we took all of that inspiration and we paired up the Gaja Classic Evo with the mignons, and just to show that you can really enhance your coffee bar with how these machines bring this natural elegance into your home.
Well, and I think too, though, you're talking about your home, your coffee bar. It's really important to point out too that these are not appliances. These are not things that you're going to stow away in the drawer when you're done using them.
Yeah.
They really become a permanent fixture in your kitchen, especially, say, if you've got something like the Mechanica Max where you're going to be plumbing it. It's a centerpiece in many cases to your whole kitchen or your coffee bar, your dining room, what have you. And it's something that really you can show off a lot of creativity, especially when it comes to pairing and colors and things like that. So it's a lot of fun, and it's a great opportunity, I think, to just kind of put your own finishing touch on the room just a little bit more.
And I love that you can swap things out, because I don't know about everyone watching here, but I tend to go through phases of like, you know, I really love light wood right now, but I could definitely see myself going into a black and oak later on. So I love that it is easy to swap as
Yeah,
your style changes
absolutely.
or as the trends change.
And so, Brian, real quick, do we have any questions from the audience right now about different accessories or customizations?
Yeah, we'd like to know, where is the Wiedemann wood made?
So that's a great question. All of Wiedemann's wood is sustainably sourced, and then it's actually handcrafted in Germany. So it's in the south of Germany, and then, like I said, the artisans basically have a checklist of quality control that they go through to guarantee that the wood has been perfectly polished. It's been treated multiple times with a hard oil, so it's very durable, but it's also very soft to the touch, and that's all done in the south of Germany. And so Wiedemann, too, has a couple of other great accessories, like their Espresso covers, which are vegan leather covers that cover the cup warming tray on your machine to prevent scratching from cups. There's cleaning brushes, and we probably have, if you don't see your machine represented up here, we might have some wood accessories coming soon. So again, that's another opportunity to subscribe to the email list, because we do have more wood customization coming down the line.
That's really exciting, Nick. Can't wait to see.
Exciting. So, Brian, do we have any other questions?
Yeah, let's say we had a customer asking that they already have their machine. Can they add these post-purchase?
So again, that's a very good question, and I would say many of the components can be installed by hand. Where things get a bit tricky is the portafilter, and so many machines, either from us or from the manufacturer, will have sealant along the threading that prevents the handle from moving. And so if you're trying to just buy the components on their own, you're going to have a tough time taking these handles off. So if you give us a call, the sales team here at Whole Latte Love can actually set up an order for you for a complete portafilter along with all of your customized accessories as well. We've seen a lot of that interest actually in the Profitec Go that we have here at Whole Latte Love. So that is something where if you give our sales team a call, they can certainly help you out, or send us an email as well to sales@wholelattelove.com.
Yeah, that Profitec Go really looks stunning with all the different color options. It's much like the Gage Classic with all the different colors, and you have all these options to pair the different
More than
wood
you might think, right?
species.
So with
Yeah.
the classics, there are 10 colors of Gage Classic right now. We just added our 10th, which is the 85th anniversary gold version of the Classic Pro. And then there are 4 different woods that you can choose from. So that's actually in total 50 different potential versions of the Classic
Did some
that you
quick
could take
math,
on.
huh?
That's right. And with the Go, so you have 4 colors, like you said. I would keep your eyes peeled for an exclusive color that we have coming to Whole Latte Love as well for the Profitec Go. And that's, of course, going to be customizable with all of our custom woods as well.
That's exciting.
That's right. So, Kristen, you were saying, though, you were just working on designing your kitchen for when you moved in.
Yep.
Which of these machines would you say is probably the best fit, and why?
Oh, for in my kitchen?
That's right. If you could take one of these off of our counter here and put it on your counter at home.
So we went very much with like a sleek black, white wood element. So we did black cabinets with natural maple on the top.
Okay.
For our upper cabinets, along with some floating shelves. So this actually would fit right in with my my home.
Well,
so
with your stuff,
yeah, maybe that's how this ended up into this live stream. Personal favorite.
You know, one thing that people can do for many of our machines as well, we do offer 3D modeling. So when you're actually creating the machine, you can see the accenting on it in real time as you're customizing. But also we have augmented reality. So you can see a machine rendered in its true dimensions on your countertop. So you can actually place it in your kitchen before you buy it, which is really powerful, especially if you are trying to complete that look and you really want to just get a sense for how is this going to fit in with everything else that I have going on.
And it's great. So like, for example, our coffee bar section is pretty tight. We have like a little nook. So we did have other things on our countertop. So it's a great way to see how it's going to look next to your other items that you're going to have in that space.
That's right. And I mean, and I think too, that's something that you want to consider when it comes to a machine and where you're going to place it, the accessibility to the water reservoir. Are you planning on plumbing it in? One thing that happened with me is when I bought my house and set up my coffee bar, it was a little bit of an older house, and what happened was my electrical had to be redone because the PID on my machine, every time it would draw power to the boiler, my lights would flicker, and so I had the electrician in, and I said, what's going on? And he says, it's your barista machine. It's making your lights flicker. And sure enough, the lights would be flickering in time with the PID. So, it goes to show you how actively that boiler is being regulated, but at the same time, that's part of the reason why you'd maybe want to use some of the eco modes on these machines too, just so that when you're not using them, well, A, your lights stop flickering, and B, you cut that watt draw so that you're not using as much power.
So which machines have the eco mode?
So
That's really
almost
interesting.
every machine now that's being produced has some form of eco mode.
Okay.
So any of the ECM and Profitec Espresso machines, I'd say apart from, I believe, the Casa 5 at this point, have an eco mode setting that you can enable. On the Profitec Pro 400, for instance, there's a switch on the bottom that you can use in conjunction with turning the machine on and off to basically toggle the eco mode. And then let's see if we can get zoomed in on the ECM Mechanica Max here, for instance. That's all going to be handled through the programming inside of the PID. So if we want to switch over there, and then we'll get a closer look. So if we go into the menu, you can see the option for eco. And so we have it turned off so these don't go to sleep on us during the stream, but you can set in 30-minute increments. And what that does is that cuts power to the boiler so that the machine's watt draw is basically reduced. The machine will have to heat back up again, obviously, but that way, if you're busy in the morning, let's say, and you don't have time or you just happen to forget to turn the machine off, the eco mode will help cut power use so that you don't have to worry about those energy bills.
All right. Well, that seems pretty safe too.
Yeah, and the super automatic machines too, pretty much they will all power off eventually, regardless of how long whether or not you set it, they do have an auto shut off. So Brian, do we have any other questions from the audience?
Yeah. They're asking, can you get different wood for like the steam and the portafilter?
So that's a good question. If it's a machine that has our customizer where you can actually build with the pre-selected components, the answer is yes. So you could do some mixing and matching. Now, if it's one of our pre-made sets, which will be indicated in the title, that is going to be set up to come with the complete set of wood for whatever that is. So let's say, for instance, it's the Gaja Classic Evo Pro in Polar White with olive wood. That's only going to come with olive wood installed on the machine, and that's not going to be able to be customized with other woods. But I'd be curious to see what people would be interested in doing as far as mixing and matching goes. We could probably take one of the portafilters off of the Profitec, for instance, and put it on one of the other machines here, like on our Mechanica. But typically, I would say, though, it's probably best to keep everything kind of all in the family as far as that goes, because the contrast is, it's not for me. It could be for someone else. I don't know what your thoughts are on that, Kristen, but I kind of prefer keeping it all nice
In the
and
family.
seamless.
I agree. But it's always good to have customization options.
That's right. It's really up to you, whatever you kind of want to put together. Anything else, Brian?
Which one do you find is the most popular of all of our wood options?
So that one is an easy answer. That's got to be walnut. It is the most popular. And then I think, careful, don't touch the head. You can just grab it by the handle. It'll be toasty. You can put this back on the Pro 400.
Okay.
Yeah, so it would be walnut. That's the most popular for sure. And then I would say olive wood is probably our second most popular, and then something like zebra. And I think it's just because walnut is such a neutral kind of traditional appearance for the wood that it kind of fits in with more kitchens, more options. So like, let's say you're not designing and you're just kind of buying something for the kitchen setup that you already have. I think that that's going to be probably the safest choice. Alrighty, well, unless we've got any other questions, I think that may more or less cover it as far as kind of our wood customization and mixing and matching is concerned. So Brian, any last burning questions from the audience? No? All right, well, I'd say then that's probably a wrap.
Again, if you have any additional questions, feel free to schedule a CoffeeCast. You might get Nick here on your CoffeeCast, possibly.
So you did remind me of something too that I want to bring up is it can be tough in some cases to really get a sense for what the machine looks like, even on the web page. And so sometimes for CoffeeCasts, people have called in just for us to compare different color options, different wood componentry, that sort of thing. So if you want to take a closer look at something, if you're like, I'm just really not sure about this color, I want to take another look at it, CoffeeCast is a great way for you to be able to see it kind of with a more neutral lighting. So it's not in a photo booth necessarily, but it's actually kind of on a countertop where it would be, when you finally get it at home. And so if you're really curious about colors, that's obviously something that we can do on CoffeeCast too, is just give you a closer look at really any version of a machine that you're interested in.
That's great, Nick.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Be sure to tune back in at 3 o'clock. Oh my gosh, the day is flying by here for our next live stream.
Coffee and espresso are hot this holiday season, and so are the savings with our best prices of the year. Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals are on now at Whole Latte Love.
The deals are hot, and so are new options like the best selection of custom wood knobs, trims, and panels.
Put the convenience of a push-button bean-to-cup specialty cafe in your home, like the incredible Gaggia Academia. Customize your own Italian espresso machine using our 3D builder to add real wood treatments, trim, and accessories.
Bundle products for purchase like grinders and coffee accessories for even more discounts.
You know, for 26 years, Whole Latte Love has offered coffee lovers the best selection and lowest prices on everything coffee.
Don't miss your chance to save even more. Go to the sale page at Whole Latte Love for Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals on automatics from Gaggia, Jura, and DeLonghi.
Prosumer espresso machines from Profitec, ECM, Rocket, and Bedzera, whole bean coffees and accessories, plus top-rated grinders from names like Eureka, Chiato, Barazza, and more.
Plus, shipping is always free on orders over $50. We price match so you always get the best price. And Mark, we've got Latte rewards.
Yeah, you're going to earn 3% in rewards on your purchases, and your purchases, they're going to be returnable until January 15th. Shop now for the best selection, and you can do it with confidence. If prices go down, you're going to get the difference in Latte rewards.
So don't miss out on your chance to save with the best prices of the year.
Go to the sale page at Whole Latte Love and check out the Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals going on now. Coffee and espresso are hot this holiday season, and so are the savings with our best prices of the year. Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals are on now at Whole Latte Love.
The deals are hot, and so are new options like the best selection of custom wood knobs, trims, and panels.
Put the convenience of a push-button bean-to-cup specialty cafe in your home like the incredible Gaggia Academia. Customize your own Italian espresso machine using our 3D builder to add real wood treatments, trim, and accessories.
Bundle products for purchase like grinders and coffee accessories for even more discounts.
You know, for 26 years, Whole Latte Love has offered coffee lovers the best selection and lowest prices on everything coffee.
Don't miss your chance to save even more. Go to the sale page at Whole Latte Love for Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals on automatics from Gaggia, Jura, and DeLonghi.
Prosumer espresso machines from Profitec, ECM, Rocket, and Bedzera, whole bean coffees and accessories, plus top-rated grinders from names like Eureka, Chiato, Barazza, and more.
Plus, shipping is always free on orders over $50. We price match so you always get the best price. And Mark, we've got Latte rewards.
Yeah, you're going to earn 3% in rewards on your purchases, and your purchases, they're going to be returnable until January 15th. Shop now for the best selection, and you can do it with confidence. If prices go down, you're going to get the difference at Latte Rewards.
So don't miss out on your chance to save with the best prices of the year.
Go to the sale page at Whole Latte Love and check out the Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals going on now. Coffee and espresso are hot this holiday season, and so are the savings with our best prices of the year. Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals are on now at Whole Latte Love.
The deals are hot, and so are new options like the best selection of custom wood knobs, trims, and panels.
Put the convenience of a push-button bean to cup specialty cafe in your home, like the incredible Gaggia Academia. Customize your own Italian espresso machine using our 3D builder to add real wood treatments, trim, and accessories.
Bundle products for purchase like grinders and coffee accessories for even more discounts.
You know, for 26 years, Whole Latte Love has offered coffee lovers the best selection and lowest prices on everything coffee.
Don't miss your chance to save even more. Go to the sale page at Whole Latte Love for Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals on automatics from Gaggia, Jura, and DeLonghi.
Prosumer espresso machines from Profitec, ECM, Rocket, and Bedzera, whole bean coffees and accessories, plus top-rated grinders from names like Eureka, Chiato, Barazza, and more.
Plus, shipping is always free on orders over $50. We price match so you always get the best price. And Mark, we've got latte rewards.
Yeah, you're going to earn 3% in rewards on your purchases, and your purchases, they're going to be returnable until January 15th. Shop now for the best selection, and you can do it with confidence. If prices go down, you're going to get the difference in latte rewards.
So don't miss out on your chance to save with the best prices of the year.
Go to the sale page at Whole Latte Love and check out the Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals going on now. Coffee and espresso are hot this holiday season, and so are the savings with our best prices of the year. Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals are on now at Whole Latte Love.
The deals are hot, and so are new options, like the best selection of custom wood knobs, trims, and panels.
Put the convenience of a push-button bean-to-cup specialty cafe in your home, like the incredible Gaggia Academia. Customize your own Italian espresso machine using our 3D builder to add real wood treatments, trim, and accessories.
Bundle products for purchase like grinders and coffee accessories for even more discounts.
You know, for 26 years, Whole Latte Love has offered coffee lovers the best selection and lowest prices on everything coffee.
Don't miss your chance to save even more. Go to the sale page at Whole Latte Love for Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals on automatics from Gaggia, Jura, and DeLonghi.
Prosumer espresso machines from Profitec, ECM, Rocket, and Bedzera, whole bean coffees and accessories, plus top-rated grinders from names like Eureka, Chiato, Barazza, and more.
Plus, shipping is always free on orders over $50. We price match so you always get the best price. And Mark, we've got latte rewards.
Yeah, you're going to earn 3% in rewards on your purchases, and your purchases, they're going to be returnable until January 15th. Shop now for the best selection, and you can do it with confidence. If prices go down, you're going to get the difference in latte rewards.
So don't miss out on your chance to save with the best prices of the year.
Go to the sale page at Whole Latte Love and check out the Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals going on now. Hey, espresso lovers, Mark here. I got Missy with me today. We're going to take a look at a selection of 5 different premium entry-level espresso machines, semi-automatics. These are all single boiler machines.
Single boiler, dual use machines.
Okay. But before we get there, Missy, I know you do something really cool for us here at Whole Latte Love, the CoffeeCast. Tell us about that.
So the CoffeeCasts are a one-on-one Zoom meeting where we'll be in the studio and be able to demo machines and grinders for you live. So if you go to the website and there's the top banner in orange, it'll say CoffeeCast. You can go and schedule a meeting there, and then you'll get one of the coffee experts here, and we can talk to you, give you a demo of the machines, and also a little barista training as well.
And that's totally free.
Yeah,
which
totally
is really cool. Something we do for you guys. Also want to tell you, go to the website. sign up to receive emails so you get some subscriber-only exclusive discounts.
Yes.
So you want to do that. If you just need to talk to somebody right now about a purchase you're interested in, our phones are open. You can actually give us a call. We're going until 10:30 tonight, I believe. So you can call now. That's Eastern time. Give us a call. Oh, and our return policy for the holidays.
Yeah, extended return policy goes until January 15th. So very generous return window for you.
And it's 30 days or January 15th, whichever is longer. So that's a good deal. But let's get into the machines. Oh, we will take questions. So if you don't want to wait for a CoffeeCast or you just got a question you like, use the chat there on YouTube or Facebook. And we've got, who do we got back there? We got Ellie and Brian back there. They will get your questions out to us so that we can help you with anything you might have.
Yeah, we can answer you right now.
But let's go through the machines. We're going to start with the Breville Bambino Plus over here.
Breville Bambino. Yes, so this is a nice entry-level machine. It's got single and double shot programmable buttons. It also has an auto milk steaming function. It's got a little thermostat there so you can put your milk pitcher in. It'll steam the milk for you. Once it's up to temp, it'll stop automatically. And it comes with a bunch of accessories. It comes with a tamper, single, and then a double basket and a pod basket as well.
So it's got pressurized baskets with it. So
pressurized basket.
So if you don't know, usually you'd get a grinder, and we'll be grinding and pulling a shot on the Gaja Classic Evo Pro and the Profitect Go over here. So most time, you're going to get the best espresso if you grind fresh, right?
Exactly. You always get best if you grind fresh. You can also, on two of these machines, you can use like a store-bought pre-ground espresso, maybe like a Lavazza or an Illy, that type of thing.
So pre-ground for espresso, that's what you use those pressurized baskets for. Another really cool thing on the Breville over here, you mentioned that it kind of froths the milk for you automatically.
Yes.
So you got 3 temperature selections here and 3 froth densities. That you can have it do it for you automatically just by selecting those.
Yep.
The Breville, pull out the portafilter there because we're going to look at 58 millimeter portafilters in all the rest of the machines. It's going to be 54 millimeters, a little smaller on the Breville.
Yeah, a little bit smaller on the Breville. So if you're going to get accessories for this, they're going to need to be Breville brand or specific to be able to fit the diameter. And you'll notice the 3 tabs instead of 2 on most of these, a little bit different. And then this one is, again, the Breville Bambino Plus.
Yeah, and this one also, I want to say that in all the other machines we'll look at, the group head gets hot. There's a mass of metal up in them. Not the case over here on the Breville.
Yeah, it's got a thermoblock boiler. So it gets up to that 200 degrees initially. You do lose some of the heat as it's going through at the group. And then I would say, it's a really good machine, nice and compact. You got the cup warmer up here. It's going to fit into most kitchen aesthetics. And then going up from here, you're going to have more heat stability at the group.
Which in stability, keeping everything consistent when making espresso is a really important part of things.
Very important.
So now we're going to move up to the Gaja Classic Evo Pro. These two are about the same price.
About the same price.
Right now?
Yeah, main difference here, you're going to get a little bit bigger boiler, and it isn't a thermoblock. It's more of a traditional boiler. You also have you have the option to do some wood accents on the Gajas. You have a little more color options. So this one's in white with, I believe this is our walnut. And then
so you can really accessorize most of these machines when we get up here with those wood components. Also, so 58 millimeter versus 54 over there.
Right.
This is like all metal. This is
all metal construction, and also these machines tend to last about, if you take good care of them, they can last you 20 years. So
no problem.
Definitely a machine grade and really great machine. When you ask most baristas about getting a first espresso machine, this is often their go-to recommendation.
And tell me what you have at home.
I've got a Gaja Classic Evo Pro at home. I've got it in black with the walnut. So yeah.
So we'll wait and pull a shot.
Back to that one.
Yeah, we'll come back. Now the Rancilio Sylvia.
Rancilio Sylvia, the Miss Sylvia. Yeah. So this one's been around pretty much as long as this one. They're both competitors that'll last you a really long time. There's a lot of upgrades you can do on your own if you're into modding. They're kind of like Honda Civics where you can soup them up and they can last you a long time. This one's got a bigger boiler, so it takes a little bit longer to heat up, but it does have more of a sort of commercial feel to it. You've got the steam knob here, and then also one big difference is going to be obviously color. This is going to come in that stainless steel finish, a little more industrial feel to it. These are going to have more of color options.
Yeah, and I mean, an interesting backstory to the Sylvia here. Originally, this was made as a giveaway machine to Rancilio vendors. It wasn't really for sale, and it was actually us here at Whole Latte Love. It was 20-something years ago down at Dallas Brothers in New York. We saw this and said, hey, you know, we could market that. And now there's this whole huge user community of Miss Sylvia here for that.
Yeah, and Rancilio is one of those brands that you will see in cafes a lot. So definitely great brand.
And a bit of a price jump from here to here, but a little bit. The boiler's a little larger in here, so if you're gonna steam, no problem steaming milk over here on the Gaggia Classic
and
Evo.
it heats up quickly as it refills too.
But maybe, you know, if you're gonna be steaming large amounts of milk all the time, then this might be a better choice for you.
Yeah.
Well,
ECM cost of 5 is going to be about the same price as the Rancilio, and then this is kind of the lowest priced ECM. ECM's a brand that's made in Germany, very high quality, luxurious aesthetic to it. Differences between these machines, first thing you'll notice is that pressure gauge on there, so you can see the pressure in the boiler as you're brewing. You can get to that 9 bars and adjust your grind size to get there.
And you see we got some wood, beautiful wood upgrades here.
Wood upgrades, yes.
But you say, you know, a nicer finish quality, really.
Yeah,
you notice like on the portafilters here, I'm going to pull this out. Of course, we got the wood, but they all have like the chrome accents
and
throughout.
it'll feel more balanced in your hand. So for instance, really most other portafilters, most of the weight is going to be at the front here. It'll kind of feel like this. That one's going to add weight to the back of it as well, so it feels a little more balanced in your hand.
Yeah. Okay, so, and then we're going to finish up here. This is kind of a sister machine, really, to the Casa. So this is the Profitec Go, really popular machine this year. It's great. Now, the big difference here is PID, right? That's what we see right here. I won't stick my hand in front of there. But that allows you to set the exact brew temperature that you want, and also your steaming temperature as well.
Yes. PID, it stands for
Proportional integral derivative.
Say that 5 times
Yeah,
fast.
right.
It's basically a digital thermometer that's in the boiler that's going to be setting those temperatures with more accuracy. So the rest of these machines are going to have a thermostat, so it's setting that temperature by the pressure in the boiler, turning that heating element on and off based on that.
I say, you know, I kind of say like that in boiler temperature kind of does a wave in these other machines, and over here on the Go, it's kind of a ripple. Yeah. One other thing I just wanted to mention real quick is brewing pressure, because we noticed the gauges on here, so you can see your brew pressure, which can help you dial in your coffee a little bit. So we do have the Gaggia, there's no control of that on the Breville. The Gaggia Classic is 9 bar. Over here on the ECM Casa, we get to a point where we are able to lift this lid off of here and actually access the what's called the OPV, which controls the pressure.
Overpressure valve.
Yes, overpressure valve. And then we got the same thing over here on top of the Profitec Go, where it's directly accessible, this little screw right here. And you see we've got the this a Wiedemann vegan leather mat up here.
Yeah, just a nice little mat up there.
Really nice, another little upgrade you can do. But you can control that brew pressure real easily here. And of course, having the gauge allows you to really set that where you want. Now when we pull, we're going to make a lot, or no, we're going to make a flat white on both these machines. And you'll see that we also get a timer here, a shot timer when you pull an extraction, something you don't get on the other machines. And if you're newer, that's how you do your basic coffee dialing grind size, because grind's very important. But I'm going to flip with you.
Super important.
Unless, I guess we'll go ahead and make our flat white over on the Gaggia.
Yeah. So I really like the fact that I can use any tamper that's 58 millimeters. I like to use the jack leveler at home. This is one of those accessories that's really convenient if you have multiple users in the house. My husband and I have different tamp strengths, so I'll just get it dialed in with just this, and that works well. Today I'm going to use that and a tamper.
I mean, yeah, those levelers, the jack especially, is a really popular accessory. It kind of takes the guesswork a little bit because you don't necessarily have to tamp.
Exactly.
After using the leveler, if you set it up right, because it is adjustable in depth.
And
So
I'm also using the Mignon dosing funnel, which is nice. Just to keep things clean. It's got a little opening at the back there, so I can punch this button here. Another little
And
hack.
that's a really, I'll switch with you. That's a really sharp grinder. This is a Dubai Gold, this Silenzio over here.
Yes, Silenzio. And then there's a bunch of other grinders in the Eureka Mignon line. Great grinders.
And you're going bottomless, so we had the custom wood treatment on this machine over here. And when you select a custom wood handle like that, you're going to get, oh no, oh, you didn't get it quite in there.
I didn't get it quite in there. Okay, well.
These are the things that happen.
These are the things that happen live.
So I'll tell you what, I'm going to clean this out for you. We'll get that going again, huh?
Yeah, we'll get that going again. So, if you're wondering what happened there, that is, if you don't lock it in all the way, that can happen. This is a little bit of a different angle than I would have in a home kitchen. Okay.
Yeah, we're playing to the cameras here just a little bit, but I'll get you dosed up here.
Okay. Thank you.
There you go.
And it's so funny, you can get it perfect and then you get going and it is what it is. Okay. Now I'll get it locked in here nice and tight.
There we go.
There we go. Let's try this again.
And I really do like the bottomless portafilter. Pretty to look at. It can
There
also
we
kind of
go.
help you with your
Beautiful shot
technique.
now.
And as that's extracting, when you use a bottomless, you're looking for that single stream, right? And not a lot of spurts. We've got a lot of spurts coming out in other areas that might indicate some channeling in the coffee puck.
Yeah. And then this is our Whole Latte Love crema wave. So it's making buckets of crema there, as you can see.
That's my line. We'll get that steam on, right?
Yeah.
So we'll just kick on the steam here. So when you want to go froth your milk, I'll take care of that. You get your milk ready.
Okay.
You kick on the steam there, and now eventually the light will come on under the steam switch, but you don't have to wait until that light is on. We used to say about 20 seconds after hitting that steam switch is when you can start frothing. And what it's going to do is if you do that, when the light comes on, the heating element in the boiler is going to go off. When the light is off, the heating element is on. So you're going to get a little bit more heating than you might.
Here we go. And I'm just going to purge the wand here so we can get that condensation out. Nice and dry steam. And then I am going to steam the milk just until it's hot on my hand. I'll be able to tell by touching my hand to the side of the pitcher here.
Now we did do a little video about frothing. We got lots of other videos. If you go to the Whole Latte Love YouTube channel, you can get some instructions on how to do this. But it's all about like the tip position and where you are at certain points.
Exactly, yeah. You don't want to put the tip in too deep there, and then you want to try and get a nice whirlpool effect as well.
That's just going to make a uniform consistency with the air-infused milk throughout the pitcher and it's stretched out. Okay, here you go.
Thank you.
So you always want to wipe down your wand and purge the wand out.
Yes. Okay. And then I'm just tapping this just to get any large bubbles out. Doing a little bit of a swirl there. And
Now we're using clear glasses so you can see what's happening here, but this isn't really a cup you typically pour in.
yeah, I think it would
You
be
can,
a good one
okay.
because the thing that's really nice about the not neutral cups is it has a round bottom. So you can get a nice good, there we go, got a little heart for you.
Little tiny.
You can have that.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
And you know, I don't drink a ton of milk drinks, but when I do, it's usually something like a flat white, which has a lot more coffee in it than most like a simple latte
Yeah,
might.
yeah, it's a little more,
Coffee forward, we like to say.
yes,
A lot more.
a lot more.
So we're going to use the go over here. While we're doing this, I'm just going to switch off the steam here.
Okay, I'm just gonna give this a wipe. I like to wipe out the basket just to make sure it's nice and dry to get the grounds. And we're doing a 16-gram dose. So I'll do 16 grams in the portafilter, and then I'm looking for about 32 grams out in around 20 to 30 seconds.
Now, a lot of times we use a scale here to do this. In the instance of time and demo, we're going scale free.
Yeah, and because we've got the grinder set to time dosing, so it's grinding out 16 grams for us based on that time dial on the side there.
And you're going to go into a shot glass there, which is pretty common. You'll see that a lot in cafes.
Yeah.
I'm going to get you a glass up there.
We're pulling
But you can
the
see
shot
we've got
here.
the timer going here.
Got the timer going. Beautiful shot.
Looking good, right?
Yeah. And I do love these measured shot glasses. They're really convenient. If you don't have the space for a scale, or you just kind of prefer to use this, you can go and use it. It's got the 2-ounce mark there. Then you can also set these on top of a scale. I've got one of these at home and love it. Okay.
Beautiful. I'm going to kick that steam up there.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
I'll leave your glass up there
Go,
until
I
you're
would
ready.
say Profitect Go is one of our most popular machines right now. They're definitely flying off the shelves, like you said.
And what is it? Is it just because it's PI? You think because it's a PID
I think
machine?
it's a combination of the fact that it has PID. Profitect's known for reliability, and also the price point. This is the first machine really under that $1,000 mark that has PID. So, yeah.
And you can see it's indicating our temperature in the boiler right now. Now this gets up around, I think max temp here is 284. So it's heating up. We're already to, when it transitioned from, below 200, and we're almost already at 250. So I'm going to get out of your way and let you go there.
Okay. And then, again, I'm going to do the same thing, just purging until I don't have water and I have dry steam. There we go. As quick as I can turn that. Okay. Yeah, and this has got great steam power on it. It's definitely got more steam power on it than the Classic. Classic does a great job as well. This will probably get the temperature of the milk up quicker, I would say.
And having a little, and you can adjust the temperature of that steam. So if you feel like it's too much for you, you can turn down the temperature that you're going to get in there, which equates to pressure in that boiler.
You can adjust that because of the PID, exactly. Yeah. All right. Thank you. Yeah.
Always wipe the wands. Always
Please,
purge them.
yeah. That's just good practice to keep your machine lasting a long time. Okay. And we're doing the flat white again. Just get this in motion. Okay. Got kind of a heart there.
Kind of a heart. Very
Kind
nice.
of
But
a heart.
you know what I say? Even if the art isn't perfect, it's still going to taste great.
Yeah, it does taste really good.
Oh, yeah. So, again, we will take your questions. So if we have any questions, we'll take one right now. Shoot, guys.
Yeah, so you guys mentioned that the Gaja Classic Evo Pro can last a while if you take good care of it. What kind of maintenance is recommended to help it last longer? Asked CM.
I mean,
That's a great question.
It is a great question, and it's a really, I think the number one answer is putting good water in the
Good
machine.
water. Yep. Yeah.
We have, and we'll talk about it a little bit more, but we have BWT options. We have their Penguin pitcher, which is a really easy one.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Best save in
Best
reservoir filters. That you have to let sit for about 12 hours for it to do its thing. Or
Yeah, you can also descale.
or you can do that.
The Gaja descaler, I'd recommend using that. Anti-scale filtration is going to be the best way to have your machine last a long time. I would definitely suggest the BWT products. And there's a lot of misconceptions about water in espresso machines. There's something that you really want to keep in mind is that the water is getting boiled, so it's doing different things than like a Brita filter would do, getting a anti-scale filter.
Yeah.
It's taking out that calcium is the big one.
I do get asked about Brita all the time, and I'm not aware of any Brita filters. Maybe there is one that I'm not aware of that actually does a softening.
Right.
You know,
it's
there's
just not what
sodium
they're designed
softening.
for.
There's standard
Yeah.
sodium, you know, using, a lot of people have a whole house sodium softener, which
Yeah.
uses sodium, salt,
Yeah. And
to
RO,
transition.
reverse osmosis, that's no good either. It's
Yeah.
too distilled water wouldn't be good for espresso machines.
It actually can be corrosive
It can be corrosive.
because it
yeah.
doesn't have any
Doesn't
minerals
have
in
enough
it.
minerals. Yeah.
But the BWT stuff, it doesn't use sodium. It uses
Magnesium.
magnesium. So it exchanges magnesium for calcium, and magnesium through their taste tests and all this it's just as good an extractor as
Yeah.
calcium is a good extractor.
Yeah.
But it also causes scale. The magnesium does not.
Takes care of both. Yeah.
And then the back flushing, right? We want to back flush this
Yeah.
every 100 to 150, depending on how.
Yeah, I have picked,
With cleaner.
Yeah, I've picked Brian Tucker, our tech support manager's brain on this with
A
back
lot.
flushing. And so he said, like, officially, if you wanted to get your machine to last a long time, what you could do is back flush once a week with water, and then once a month with your Ernex Cafeza.
That's about pretty average for average use levels, kind of like a daily.
It varies,
Yeah.
but yeah, that would be a good rule of thumb.
But yeah, and then we have so much. We have great, how to use, how to maintain videos available at our website. Just go to support there. You can look right under the Gaja Classic Evo Pro for all that information.
For sure.
Any other questions? Here we go.
Do you have to back flush the Breville?
The Breville, yeah. Do you?
I would say maintenance probably be pretty similar. What are your thoughts?
That's a really good question because I don't know. I'll be quite honest. I haven't used this one a lot. I've worked with it a little bit, but I haven't used it enough to get to a back flush point. So that's a really good question. That's one we'll have to get back to you on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say, in general, maintenance on any of the semi-automatics is going to be pretty similar.
Yeah.
You've got your group to take care of. You want to make sure you're using good water. And then you're going to want to make sure that you're purging the steam wand and using, like a milk wand cleaner like Ernex Rinza on the steam wand.
Yeah. One other thing I want to mention is all these machines are going to give you a dry puck.
Yeah.
Right? Because they have three-way solenoid valves, so that removes the pressure from the portafilter. So number one, when you go and take the portafilter off, it's not going to, what we call sneeze at you. We kind of had a little bit of that earlier, right?
Now, does that include the Bambino? Does it also
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Okay.
it does. So you get a dry, easy to knock out coffee puck as you go to like super, like I call them super entry level espresso makers.
Right. Yeah.
They generally don't have a three-way solenoid valve, so you're gonna end up with a soupy mess that you honestly the only way to get the coffee out of there is dig
Rinse
it
it.
out and rinse it
Yeah.
underwater and that kind of thing. But the three-way solenoid valve really does make a big difference
It
with
sure
that.
does, yeah. Can make a lot more drinks
Yeah.
back to back easier.
And then, we get asked sometimes about, what kind of upgrades can I do? And really, I mean, we touched on it just a little bit, but with all of these, so everything after the Bambino here, you can get precision filter baskets.
Yeah.
Like we have the bottomless portafilter. You can get one of those for pretty much all these machines. And you can use larger triple shot baskets because typically they're going to come with a standard doubles.
Yeah. So, for instance, the Gaja out of the box is going to come with a double spout portafilter with a 16-gram basket. You can also get the bottomless that'll come with a triple shot basket. And then these baskets are interchangeable pretty much between all the portafilters other than the Bambino.
Yeah, we could take any basket out
Yeah.
and put it in any of
And
these
then
portafilters.
Sometimes the triple shot baskets will be a little bit too big to put in the spouted portafilters, but other than that, they're all interchangeable.
Yeah. Any other questions, guys? Yeah, okay.
One more question from Evan. He just bought a Profitec Go with a BWT Best Cup. Would you
Yes.
still recommend descaling, and how often should you descale?
If you're using the Best Cup and your water doesn't have like what we call edge case issues, something like really weird, like a lot of gypsum or something in the water, the Best Cup, that's an in-reservoir attached filter.
That's
So
a great one.
it filters the water on demand. So as long as you're using that, you shouldn't be getting any scale really.
Yeah, and it is case by case. Everybody's
Yeah.
water varies. So, that would be the general rule of thumb.
I mean, I'll be honest, if it was my machine, just for
You wouldn't be worried. Yeah.
I wouldn't be
Yeah.
worried about it, but I might still, maybe once a year, just for the heck of it,
Yeah.
just descale it.
Yeah, with the Profitex, I usually recommend like the Durkle descaler or the ECM descaler, and then with the Gaja, I'll stick to the Gaja decalcifier.
Yeah. Okay, we're good on the. I mean, those are really good questions. Again,
Very
I'm
good questions.
just about the upgrade, and you can also upgrade things like the shower screens, where the water actually distributes out onto your coffee.
We've got some videos on how to change those out. Usually when you're changing that out, you probably want to change the group gasket too. It'll just make it a little bit easier. There's the IMS and the BIT shower screens that'll have more precise holes that have a pattern that are going to basically give you a better flavor in the espresso. They have different flavor profiles for them. I really like the BIT ones personally. And then there's also the baskets. There's the IMS Nanotech, which have like a coating on them. It's kind of like a non-stick sort of coating. And then the BIT Renato and Bob are really good. Difference between those two is mostly flavor profiles. The Renato is going to be kind of a more European sort of espresso flavor profile. The Bob's going to be more of an American one. So.
Yeah, the differences there, I mean, in some of those filter baskets is the number of holes in them, how
placement.
well the holes are punched through. It sounds kind of silly, but it makes a difference.
Very scientific in deciding where to put those holes, and you would think like, oh, does this really make that big of a difference? Yeah, it really does. It really does, especially if you're using the same espresso and you're kind of trying it back to back.
Yeah, I mean, real quick, we got like a couple minutes left. Let's just kind of go back through and which machine might be, appropriate for what type of user. So, I mean, the Bambino, it's going to come with the frothing pitcher and a tamper and different things here. And it's small, quick.
I would say this is perfect if you're just kind of looking to break the habit of spending that money at the cafe all the time, and you're just like, I want my espresso at home, I want to make it quickly, and I want something that's going to fit in with the aesthetics of my kitchen.
And then we go up to, again, about the same price here for these two, but kind of maybe a little bit higher level construction quality here with the Gaja Classic Evo.
You're kind of starting to get into a hobbyist machine here, where you have that 58 millimeters, you can get all the fun toys that go with espresso as a hobby. You have a group that's going to stay nice and hot.
Yeah.
If you're into upgrading and modding, you can do that with the Gaja Classic Evo Pro. And then, I would say steam power on this one is probably a little bit more powerful than that, if that's something that matters to you.
And it's like I talk to people who've had these for 20 years. So it's, it's in the latest edition in North America. Again, we're at 9 bar pressure. So if you're doing research, we worked with Gaja really to get to 9 bar of brewing pressure in these in North America. And then let's talk about the Sylvia again. So a little bit of a jump here. Very similar machines. And that's one that people are going to look at and say, should I get that one or that one?
Yeah, I would say ultimately some of the differences are in some of the touch points. So this one's going to have that more sort of industrial commercial look to it. Ultimately, I decide based on your space. That's my feminine opinion on it. Is it kind of depends on your kitchen, but both fantastic machines that have that reputation of lasting up to 20 years. Readily available parts. So
easy to work on.
Exactly.
Then we got the ECM Casa 5 here, which is at a really great price. I mean, a really great value right now for the quality of the build you're getting. I mean, I talk about, I'll often look into the interior seams of drip trays and stuff to see what the welds look like in there and how that indicates quality might be in other parts. Also the, really nice looking portafilters. And then, just ECM, I mean, really just known for the quality. And then the Profitec sister company, Profitec Go here, and this is based on the Casa. It's kind of a Casa 5 really with PID.
Yeah, essentially a Casa 5 with PID. And I know, like for instance, some staff here, these are our faves, is the ECM Casa 5 and the Profitec Go. For the price, they're just great machines. If you open them up, they're easy to work on. Just laid out very intentionally, a little less clustered. Easily
adjustable brew pressure.
Yeah, you can adjust the brew pressure very easily. Obviously, this one's got that right on top there. It's hard to get a better machine for around $1,000.
And you got color options over here too,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, okay. Well, look, if you have any questions, hook up us with a CoffeeCast or give us a call. You might end up talking to Missy here. And I guess that's it. Missy, thanks so much
Yeah, thanks for having me.
for taking us through. And we'll be back. We're going to take a look at some grinders, right, Brian? Yeah. Coming up at the top of the hour here. So hang with us. Thanks for watching, guys. And we'll see you back here soon for more of the best on everything coffee, brought to you by Whole Latte Love. Coffee and espresso are hot this holiday season, and so are the savings with our best prices of the year. Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals are on now at Whole Latte Love.
The deals are hot, and so are new options like the best selection of custom wood knobs, trims, and panels.
Put the convenience of a push-button bean-to-cup specialty cafe in your home, like the incredible Gaggia Academia. Customize your own Italian espresso machine using our 3D builder to add real wood treatments, trim, and accessories.
Bundle products for purchase like grinders and coffee accessories for even more discounts.
You know, for 26 years, Whole Latte Love has offered coffee lovers the best selection and lowest prices on everything coffee.
Don't miss your chance to save even more. Go to the sale page at Whole Latte Love for Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals on automatics from Gaggia, Jura, and DeLonghi.
Prosumer espresso machines from Profitec, ECM, Rocket, and Bedzera, whole bean coffees and accessories, plus top-rated grinders from names like Eureka, Giotto, Barazza, and more.
Plus, shipping is always free on orders over $50. We price match so you always get the best price. And Mark, we've got latte rewards.
Yeah, you're going to earn 3% in rewards on your purchases, and your purchases, they're going to be returnable until January 15th. Shop now for the best selection, and you can do it with confidence. If prices go down, you're going to get the difference in latte rewards.
So don't miss out on your chance to save with the best prices of the year.
Go to the sale page at Whole Latte Love and check out the Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals going on now. Coffee and espresso are hot this holiday season, and so are the savings with our best prices of the year. Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals are on now at Whole Latte Love.
The deals are hot, and so are new options like the best selection of custom wood knobs, trims, and panels.
Put the convenience of a push-button bean-to-cup specialty cafe in your home like the incredible Gaggia Academia. Customize your own Italian espresso machine using our 3D builder to add real wood treatments, trim, and accessories.
Bundle products for purchase like grinders and coffee accessories for even more discounts.
You know, for 26 years, Whole Latte Love has offered coffee lovers the best selection and lowest prices on everything coffee.
Don't miss your chance to save even more. Go to the sale page at Whole Latte Love for Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals on automatics from Gaggia, Jura, and DeLonghi.
Prosumer espresso machines from Profitec, ECM, Rocket, and Bedzera, whole bean coffees and accessories, plus top-rated grinders from names like Eureka, Chiato, Barazza, and more.
Plus, shipping is always free on orders over $50. We price match so you always get the best price. And Mark, we've got latte rewards.
Yeah, you're going to earn 3% in rewards on your purchases, and your purchases, they're going to be returnable until January 15th. Shop now for the best selection, and you can do it with confidence. If prices go down, you're going to get the difference in latte rewards.
So don't miss out on your chance to save with the best prices of the year.
Go to the sale page at Whole Latte Love and check out the Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals going on now. Coffee and espresso are hot this holiday season, and so are the savings with our best prices of the year. Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals are on now at Whole Latte Love.
The deals are hot, and so are new options like the best selection of custom wood knobs, trims, and panels.
Put the convenience of a push-button bean to cup specialty cafe in your home, like the incredible Gaggia Academia. Customize your own Italian espresso machine using our 3D builder to add real wood treatments, trim, and accessories.
Bundle products for purchase like grinders and coffee accessories for even more discounts.
You know, for 26 years, Whole Latte Love has offered coffee lovers the best selection and lowest prices on everything coffee.
Don't miss your chance to save even more. Go to the sale page at Whole Latte Love for Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals on automatics from Gaggia, Jura, and DeLonghi.
Prosumer espresso machines from Profitec, ECM, Rocket, and Bedzera, whole bean coffees and accessories, plus top-rated grinders from names like Eureka, Chiato, Barazza, and more.
Plus, shipping is always free on orders over $50. We price match so you always get the best price. And Mark, we've got latte rewards.
Yeah, you're going to earn 3% in rewards on your purchases, and your purchases, they're going to be returnable until January 15th. Shop now for the best selection, and you can do it with confidence. If prices go down, you're going to get the difference in latte rewards.
So don't miss out on your chance to save with the best prices of the year.
Go to the sale page at Whole Latte Love and check out the Black Friday, Cyber Monday deals going on now. Hey, Espresso lovers, Mark here from Whole Latte Love with Brian, who's going to help me out today with some grinders. We're going to take a look at some entry-level home espresso grinders.
That's right.
I got 5 of them up here. We'll get to those in just a second. Before we do that, I want to let you know that, if you want to get a personal live demo, one-on-one with one of our coffee experts, check out CoffeeCast. You can schedule one of those at Whole Latte Love, and you'll get a 20-minute session with a coffee expert who can take you through these products or any machines we have, pretty much any products we carry.
More or less, right.
Take you through that. Also, if you want to get in on some subscriber-exclusive discounts, do go to Whole Latte Love. Opt in to sign emails after you create an account there, and you're going to get alerted to subscriber-exclusive discounts. And if you don't want to wait for a CoffeeCast and you've got a question right now, you want to talk to a coffee expert by phone, you can give us a call. Check out the Contact Us link at Whole Latte Love.
Right.
Or you can chat there as well. If you don't like to talk on a phone, you can chat with a coffee expert. Right. And then, Brian, our return policy for the holidays.
Right.
We've
extended it out to January 15th of 2024. I don't know where this year's gone. I can't believe I'm already talking about 2024.
Yeah.
But January 15th, 2024, or 30 days, whichever is the longer period of time.
So you can buy with confidence. Also, you're going to get 3% latte rewards. If any of the prices should change, we have absolutely incredible prices right now if you're watching us on Cyber Monday, so do check them out. But if they should change down the road, they're lower, you'll get the difference in latte rewards. So you can buy with confidence. But let's talk about what we got. So just real quick, I'll go down the line and then we'll go through each one individually. We're going to pull a shot over here on the very popular Profitec Go machine. So over next to you, the KitchenAid Burr Grinder.
That's right.
Then we're going over to the Fellows Opus single doser.
That's correct.
And then we got the Barazza Encore ESP. The Encore's been around forever. This is a newer version of it that has some focus in the espresso range.
Correct.
Then the Rica Mignon Facili, the only flat burr grinder here, and the only really all metal construction grinder here.
Any metal construction.
Any metal construction. And then the Barazza Sette 270 grinds in a really unique way, really quick. A little noisier than some of the other ones, but a lot of people really love this grinder. So, Brian, take it away and tell us about the KitchenAid Burr Grinder here.
So the KitchenAid Burr Grinder is a feature-rich grinder here. And I know that we're talking about espresso, and this one can certainly do it, but I want to mention that it doesn't quite have like the dial-in capabilities of some of these later ones we're going to talk about. But it made the list nevertheless because it has so many great features. One of my favorite things is you can actually, as you can see right here, we're at grind size 69. The higher the number, the finer the grind size on this grinder, which seems a little counterintuitive, but it'll make sense eventually. And so as I coarse in it, it actually changes the time that it's going to grind to get approximately the same amount out, which is a great feature and one that's not on any of the other grinders we have out here right now. And so let's just go back and set it to where we want it to go. And you can actually adjust, let's say I want 2 shots, and then it'll adjust that automatically. And you can pre-program all of these individually, but it also comes right out the box with all these built in. It also comes with this great grounds bin that is right there and, is a huge one and has a nice rubber closer that really gets it nice and
keep fresh,
tight.
maybe?
Yeah. And if you can see right there, that's where, right under here, if you can maybe take the above camera, we'll show you. That's where the portafilter fork goes. And that'll slide right in there.
And then you can take one of those.
Right. And even though, this is plastic for sure, but I'll tell you this much. It goes in there and it does not move. And much like most of the grinders here, as Mark mentioned earlier, this is a conical burr grinder, 40 millimeters, and it grinds pretty quietly. Let's just do a quick shot here.
Yeah. It is. I got to say, I'm surprised at how quiet this grinder really is.
No, for sure. For an all-plastic construction, it really does a phenomenal job. And as you can see in there, I don't know how well you can see that, but that distribution is actually quite good. Comparable to the Sette, I would almost go as far as to say. But, you've got a great grind. And it's lovely. And if you want, you can just pop that back in there. Storage is all self-included.
So this is a grinder, and again, we're looking at entry-level grinders here.
Right.
But this is one, that to me, it's like if you're going to do espresso occasionally, this might be a good one. You're doing
Right.
a lot of other brew methods because it's real easy to turn into the different ranges, right?
Yeah, and as I said earlier, let's say we want to do a drip brew. So let's do grind size 44. If I want to change the time, you actually turn this bottom ring here. And I
Okay.
think that's, like it's so simple to use, but has so many features. And I think that this is why this grinder made the list, for sure.
I'll just mention we will be doing a question and answer period at the end. So if you have any questions, you can chat in. We've got Ellie back there who's going to get us our questions. Yep. Okay, when we have some. So chat in on YouTube or Facebook. So again, the KitchenAid burr grinder, all-purpose, occasional espresso.
Right. Comes in 3 different colors. 2 of them are black, which is, I'm not joking. One of them's a matte black and one of them's a polished black.
Okay.
And let's move on to the Fellow Opus,
Yeah,
which is a new grinder for this year from Fellow. They released the Ode a little while ago, and that was more focused as a brew grinder, not really for use for espresso. And then they came out with the Opus, which really is billed as an all-purpose grinder and can really do all of those features. And so this one, out of all the ones on here, this is the only single doser grinder. And so you can see, like, it doesn't have a hopper. It has basically just enough room in there for you to put as many beans as you want to grind.
So you might weigh out your beans beforehand, or
Right. Standard single dosing procedure, weigh out your beans, toss them in there, and push grind. The great thing about this one is it has 41 stepped settings around here on the outside, but then also on the inside, it has this micro adjustment ring where you can push that in and then adjust it a little bit finer. And so that way, for dialing in for espresso, you can really get really nice, a little bit more resolution to your grind size, which is really great in that sense.
And, I mean, if folks are newer to espresso, right, it's grind size is critical when making espresso.
Right. You really need, of all the stepped grinders that we're showing today, there's only one of them that's truly stepless, in my opinion. But you got to have as tiny of an increment between each step to get the best results in your cup. And now, if you see, this one doesn't have a portafilter fork on it for espresso, but it does come with this dosing cup, and it has a little smaller cup in here that's a 58 millimeter. So if we just take a couple beans,
Yeah, you got
sorry,
some over there?
KitchenAid burger, and we're going to steal a little bit of your beans here, and just toss those in there.
So if you're doing for espresso, you might throw, I don't know, somewhere between 16 and 19 grams in there
exactly.
usually.
And so then you just, the operation is so simple, it's just this one button. There's really not another button anywhere else on here you can look. I can tell you right now there isn't one. You just push that and it just grinds. It's one of the quieter grinders, once again, in this list. By far the slowest grinder in this list. But that is by design. The burrs do not spin at an incredibly fast rate.
You kind of hear when it gets through
Right.
everything, right?
And so then you've got, this might be a little heavy, but
We'll show you how that works.
right. So you've got the 58 millimeter, you put your portafilter on there, flip it over. Let's see how much we got spilling out.
Oh, hey,
not too bad. We can see that's a little coarse, but it's really not terrible. And, I don't know what coffee that had in it, but that looks all right.
Yeah.
But it also has a magnetic, so this little cup is magnetic, and it will always go right into the right spot. And that is just such a pleasing thing to experience right there.
And that's got, so like if you were grinding for other brew methods, right, you take that little dosing cup out of there?
Right, yeah, you can actually remove that, and it becomes just a typical like grounds bin.
So if you're doing,
there is a little lid that goes over that makes it nice and snug under there so that you don't lose any. But you're really not going to, because it doesn't create much static at all. It's an incredibly efficient grinder in that sense.
so if you were grinding for drip or a pour over or something, you would that's what you would do, is just take that cup right out of there.
Yeah, no, 100%. It is very useful.
Okay, so conical burr, conical burr, conical burr.
That's right. And honestly, all of them 40 millimeter.
Yeah.
They're all the same size, not the same burrs. I want to stress that they're not the same burrs, even though they are all the same size. But then we go on to the Baratza Encore ESP. And this is, once again, a new grinder for this year, like the fellow Opus.
And is the ESP because it knows things, or?
Yeah, it is. We can't fool Mark around here. No, it is short for espresso. And if we get the above shot there, you can see on the dial, it says ESP right there. And so that means that we still have the 40 grind sizes that the Baratza Encore is known for, but now from 20 to 0, we've got an increased resolution for adjusting grind size for espresso. So, 20 different grind sizes for espresso is more than the first two for sure. And it really helps to dial in your grind size. And I love the little click when you move that around. And so another great feature of the Baratza Encore that they came with is the inclusion of the dosing cup. Much like the other one, you just grind into there, toss it into your portafilter, and it works great. It also does still come with the standard grounds bin that you're used to seeing, but I really like the use of the dosing cup as well. Let's throw some beans through this too.
Yeah. So 2 ways that this can operate, right? You're showing the one.
There, and then there's a switch on the side. You probably won't be able to see with any of the cameras there.
There it is.
There we go. But yeah.
So that's front switch there, just kind of for bumping usually, or if you really want to sit there and hold it. Or
I don't mind. That's how I always use it because I don't mind holding it.
And maybe just see how that works. And and it's got a trick, right?
Right. It's the same sort of thing. You can flip it over, and I like that it's clear, so you can actually see how level it is. And then when you pull it off, my goodness, look at that. Phenomenal. And as Mark mentioned, it does have a little bit of a trick where it has this silicone rubber gasket on here where you can take that off, and now this will actually fit on a 54 millimeter portafilter.
Like, so if you had some of the Breville, like a Bambino or something, you could dose into that as well.
And it's incredibly useful in that sense, for sure.
Okay. So again, these are all conical burr and all stepped grind settings. So,
that is exactly right.
But the next one here, we're going to go to a flat burr. This is the Eureka Mignon Facile. Probably, I always say it's the best value there is
I don't think it's a competition, right?
Higher quality grinder.
Espresso, yeah.
Yeah, and it is espresso focused. I don't think you'd really go with this one for other brew. I mean, you could.
I mean, because you can adjust the amount of control you have over how far the burrs are away from each other in this grinder, you really could use it for anything, but it's best to use it for, I want to say espresso, but like honestly, if you just use it for one purpose. So like if you just had it for brew and you just use it for brew, it would work just fine, but it really shines in the espresso range, in my opinion.
And so stepless, right? So up on top here, there's a knob right here. So, and I'm not going to turn it on you, because I know you dialed in, because we're going to pull a shot with this.
Right.
But that gets you that super fine settings. There's no like click, click,
There's
click,
no
click.
clicking. Yeah, it is just a smooth motion, and
And it really is set up to grind into a portafilter.
Right, and with that overhead shot, let's take that again. I just want to mention that olive wood lid that by Vitamin. Boy, howdy, that looks nice.
Yeah, that is nice. And I mean, that's an upgrade that we have. We have a lot of wood components for stuff.
You might have seen Nick and Kristen earlier talking about those if you've been following us all day. We've been doing this for a while.
But this is totally on demand. So there's no timing functions at all on this. It's just press in your portafilter, and I'll do some of that. Just press in, and it grinds. And you're all dialed in on this one right now.
Right. So yeah, you can just look at the distribution there.
Very nice.
No clumps.
Very nice distribution. No clumps there. I'll put it up here so you can see that. Yeah. Really, really nice.
Really no need to WDT that one at all. That is just comes
and
out.
That would be going in with the little pointed forks and whatever. And
no whisking necessary.
Your grinds.
But yeah, everything is controlled by the little switch right there that you just tap with your portafilter. And once again, that's why it's not really ideal for any other type of grinding, because I mean it's designed to be tapped with a portafilter. Like using a dosing cup right there is not as convenient for sure.
But a great value, and I know when we pull a shot, you're gonna weigh the grind out of this, so you can
no
get
time
that
dosing
consistency.
function on that one at all. That is true.
Very okay. And flapper. Now we're gonna go up to a Baratza Sette 270, multi-purpose grinder, hopper fed, obviously.
Right.
It has 3 times presets on here.
Right.
So you can set it to what you want if you're doing a single or a double shot.
Right.
You get that timing, and once you're dialed into the right grind size, it's going to be very consistent in the amount of coffee it puts out. Now, what you notice down here is it does have a grinds bin that comes with it that slides into these forks, so you can grind for other brew methods.
Right. You can also adjust those forks, though,
Yes.
and use it as a portafilter.
And then we can go like this. We can grind right into a portafilter, which is what I will do here. This one is technically, well, it's kind of in between stepped and
Right.
stepless, because what you have is
It's a marriage of both, truly.
macro adjustment ring right here. So that gets you the big changes in grind size.
And that is a stepped adjustment.
Yes.
The big one is a click.
And then down here is this other ring which does micro size adjustments. So it's
And is
in between
stepless.
each click, and
Right.
that's stepless.
Right.
So I'm gonna turn that down to maybe that size, and then we're just gonna run it. I've got set. Now listen to this one, because this one is a little
Yeah.
bit louder.
I'll stand it farther away.
But boy, does it grind fast and really beautiful. So if we take a look at that distribution into there, there we go, is nice and centered and fluffy.
Right.
Really nice grind. You just if you can take the noise,
Right.
'cause it's got kind of unique construction.
Right.
That
Yeah.
sucks the beans
Why
in.
don't you take off the bottom
Yeah.
burr and just show that real quick?
Yeah. We'll
I mean,
close this
and
up.
we mentioned that it is faster. In comparison to all the other grinders up here, in an espresso range,
Oh,
it
knew that was
will.
gonna happen.
It happens all the time.
Yeah.
It does grind twice as fast. Like, no joke.
Yeah. So that's the conical burr. When we say conical, cone.
So the cone stays stationary and the ring spins on top of that. Instead, the first three here that were conical burr grinders, it's the cone that spins and the ring stays stationary.
And I know I used this grinder a lot in the past,
Mm-hmm.
and you could sort of kind of single dose with it. It doesn't have much retention at all.
No,
When you grind right through, just throw in the beans you want.
I mean, you can tell by the shape of it right there. The beans just go in and come straight out the bottom. It's straight through operation. If you took off the hopper, you can just see through it right now. It's just a hole.
Now we did talk a little bit about the quality of the build here.
Right.
Like this one, you can expect this facility to go for a really, really, really long time.
Right, that's correct.
There's not a lot of metal in the construction of this, more of a plastic construction. And there are a couple wear parts in it, really easy to deal with.
Right.
There's like a friction ring between here. It's
That's
a piece of felt that's like $1, and
Right.
after a lot of use, you replace that. It's super easy to do.
Right.
It's also a grinder that has a break-in period, so it'll come with a couple of shims
Right.
that restores the superfine grinding performance once the parts kind of get broken in.
That's right.
As you do, but that's perfectly fine.
Right.
But so we're going to pull a shot, right?
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Yeah.
Let's
So
do
let's
it.
pull a shot. I'm going to switch sides with you so you get better
Sure.
access to your stuff.
And I'm gonna move your glasses
Yes,
out of the way.
please.
just in case. But yeah, so because it's doesn't have any time dosing functions, I'm going to weigh my dose because I don't feel comfortable just eyeballing the portafilter. Because any coffee could fool you. But yeah,
And it does. I mean, that's, there's no clumps. I mean, that's something when you're looking at a grinder, turn it down to a really fine size, you'd get for espresso, and see how clumpy it ends up.
Right, and I mean that's it looks like a commercial grinder, what you would get out of a commercial grinder, and for the price, it's unbelievable.
And you're using 18 grams, is that what it is?
No, I think I was going with a 17.5 actually,
17?
because it is
Okay.
a slightly smaller basket. You know what? That'll probably be fine. Let's
Okay.
go for a 16.7. I'm just going to flatten that out real quick with my finger, and then tamp with this. Oh, vitamin tamper.
Yeah.
Who put this out here?
Yeah, some of our custom wood stuff here.
Right, very nice stuff. And so let's lock that in and see what we get.
And we're using our Crema Wave coffee, which we've been using a lot of. 100% Arabica, all specialty grade.
And let's see what we get.
Modern American take on the classic Italian bean blend.
Well, that looks fine to me. Pulling right at about 10 bar. I'm not upset about that. And we get the shot timer on this ProGo, which is really a game changer for anyone out there. But yeah, this is looking like a good shot to me. It's a 4-ounce cup, so we're looking at maybe about half full in 30 seconds. Yeah, I'd say that's
Nice.
that's pretty good. And I've been paying attention, and you've been drinking a lot. I'm gonna take.
You're
this
gonna
one.
go, okay.
I mean, it's so lovely. Like, I'm not even a huge fan of the Crema Wave, to be honest. Like, but this
I
is
am.
this is
You
so
know it.
good.
Does it have that little sweetness in there?
You know, it
A
really
little
does.
honey
It kind
sweetness?
of right on the tip of the tongue. But
Nice.
yeah, I shouldn't really be drinking much espresso this late in the afternoon either way. But nevertheless, what we're talking about here is the Facile. And if you were to just come here and pick up each one of these, you would notice. I mean, this one is made of metal. It's heavy. It's durable. It's going to last you.
And it's not the most expensive grinder up here either.
No,
which is interesting.
Right. It's unbelievable. It comes in black and white. This one comes in black and white, and I did mention the different colors of the KitchenAid.
Yeah. Now I get asked a lot, and we'll check for any questions we can take because I have one. Go for it.
Go, yeah.
Shoot.
Yeah, so Dan would like to know how espresso grinds should look when you're trying to pull a good shot as a beginner.
Well, I know
artist.
my trick.
Right. No, that's a great question. And when you're dialing in, it's good to start from a certain point. So like you're going to want it to be fine. And a great thing that if you can get in, I don't know it's going to be tough to get in there for Mark's hand. Yeah. So what you're looking for is you want to be able to like push it together with your fingers and see your fingerprint.
Yeah.
From that point, you're going to be at a good starting point. That's not necessarily going to be the best shot you're ever, and it might be fast, it might be slow, but if you can see your fingerprint in the grounds, that's a great place to start. And then if you get a shot that pulls in 10 seconds, to go a little bit finer. If you pull a shot that, gives you 8 grams of coffee in 40 seconds, you're going to want to go a little coarser.
I mean, at entry level, I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions is
Right.
I just grind it fine and I put it in there and I get that. But boy, I'll tell you, I talk to people who like take a pre-ground drip coffee and try and throw it into a machine. They're like, what's wrong? Well,
Right.
the grind is way, way, way too coarse.
Right.
For that.
And you want restriction. When you're
Yeah.
pulling espresso, you want that coffee to create restriction for the water that's going through it because it's espresso. It's being pushed through there with pressure. We saw 10 bars of pressure, and if it doesn't have anything to fight it, it's just going to go right through it, and you're going to get a really sour shot.
Yeah, and one thing I just want to point out on the go is when you're looking at a gauge like this, you're reading the pressure not in the portafilter specifically, but deeper in the machine. That's very common on machines like this. So for all of you that heard, it's got to be 9 bar, it's got to be 9 bar. Well, first of all, nothing magical happens at 9
Right.
bar. And you can adjust the pressure on this. And actually, if you have 10 bar measured back in the machine, you're probably getting closer to 9 in the portafilter anyways.
Right, at the group, right. Any
so-
other questions? Wow!
Yeah.
Love it.
Same
Keep
person,
it coming.
it's Dan. He also wants to know if stepless grinders drift over time from the vibrations.
Not
Not from the vibrations, I wouldn't say. Like, the thing is like every day you're going to have to redial in, more or less. Like, the coffee changes a little bit from shot to shot. Like, even in your favorite coffee shop, like they pull 10 shots in a row. That shot number 10 is nothing like shot number 1. And, they have high-end commercial equipment, and it's still going to give you that issue. So, like, it's not a set and forget sort of thing, and it
Right.
never will be, no matter what kind of grinder you get, because coffee ages. Like, what you're doing when you roast coffee is you're making it more porous. So you're making it like crunchy instead of because unroasted coffee is like a rock, and if you put it through it probably wouldn't even grind it. So we got to make it more porous and more soft so that it'll grind through it. And so as it ages and as the further off roast, the more it kind of like grows. And so like you're not going to get the same shot from day to day from any of these grinders. And I don't think the burrs are going to drift from vibration at all.
No, I've seen every once in a while. I've seen grinders move. None of these. I mean, certainly not the stepped variety.
Sure.
And this one, I've never seen a Eureka Mignon, and they make a bunch of different mignons, so you can go up from here to larger burrs and time functions.
Right.
They all use the same kind of adjustment mechanism,
Right.
but I've never seen them drift. But I think you're right. Day to day, especially on a very fresh coffee, that grind size is going to need to change. Also, something else to know, I mean, if you change the amount of coffee you put into your portafilter, the grind size may need to change, because that's going to change the restriction.
100,
And
yeah.
that's why you do things like weigh for consistency,
Right.
or use a very accurate timed grinder to get pretty much the same dose every time.
That's exactly right. That is exactly right. And you know, Mark said, but like, it's not easy necessarily to move this. Like, it's not
Yeah.
going to just like jiggle out of place. Like, you got to kind of twist it and put a little bit of torque to it. It's not going to just, you know, vibrate out of calibration.
And you know, I've talked to some people
Yeah.
in the comments. I'm very active in our YouTube comments, and people say, "Hey, I think it drifted," and I said, "No, I think you're coffee aged."
Right,
a little
exactly.
bit.
And
That's what I thought, because you know, yesterday I was pulling at 25, and now they're 30. What's going on?
Right.
I'm using the same grind size. Well, that coffee changed a little bit. So
it is not set and forget.
Yeah.
It is a constant battle. Not a battle, but you know, it's a game that we all play to get the best shot every day.
So one other thing I want to mention is, you know, so we talked about conical and flat burrs, and
Right.
I think, you know, most people who are doing espresso really prefer a flat burr
For an espresso, I would say.
for an
so.
espresso.
Yeah.
The conical burrs are perfectly capable. We've done a lot of testing. We did a video, if you go to our channel, and
Right.
we did some particle analysis of 5 different grinders, and we had the ESP and the Facili in there, along with some, I'm pretty sure, yeah?
Chiatos after that. I
Yeah, and then
believe,
we
right?
had some high-end, really large burr Chiatos, and kind of what we found in that was that the fines, that there were more fines from burr grinders.
From
generally.
conical burr grinders.
Yeah.
Yeah. They generally generate more fines. So it's sort of like, if you're looking at your distribution of all the grounds that are coming out, like a flat burr is going to give you a single bell curve right where you have it dialed in, and
Yeah.
a conical burr is almost going to give you 2 smaller bell curves. And
Yeah.
that a lot of that has to do with the geometry of the burrs being a cone and a ring. It almost creates 2 cutting surfaces in there, so it'll cut it once and then cut it again when it comes out, whereas the flat burrs just mash it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then, you know, another thing we found there is generally larger burrs increase that consistency.
Right.
You know, our best performer was an 83 millimeter. We're at 50 here.
50, yeah.
Now, that doesn't mean everybody has to have an 83 millimeter.
Most certainly not.
And especially at the entry level, I'd say, you know, get your feet wet in espresso.
Right.
With one of these.
Any of them,
yeah.
honestly. These are all great grinders. I did a video on them not that long ago, and I believe everything I say about these grinders.
Well, let's do a little recap. If we don't have any other questions, I'll just make a quick check.
Okay.
Let's do a little recap of what we had. So the KitchenAid burr grinder.
Yep.
Kind of decent for all purpose. Does some of the figuring out if you're going to change the amount of cups or
Right.
something you're going to do.
Not a whole lot of resolution when it comes to dialing in for espresso, though, but it definitely can pull espresso.
So if
and
you-
the fork, it's amazingly durable, and I love the fork.
And then we're up to the fellow Opus here.
Right, the fellow Opus single doser, with simple operation, just one button on the whole thing, grinds slowly on purpose to not create as much heat when grinding up the beans.
But kind of an all-purpose. I say,
Very
you know,
much.
at this level for these 3 products, if you're super particular
Right.
and you want to go like use super high-end coffees and really try and mess with flavors, maybe not the best choices to go with if you think you're going to go there. But if you're, you know, more occasional espresso and other brew methods, I think any of these would be
Right,
fine.
and for a beginner to get an all-purpose grinder is ideal, because like maybe you don't want to have a dedicated espresso grinder, and you want to have something that you can, you know, if I want a cup of coffee one day and an espresso another day, it's so much more economical.
And then the Facili again, we're up to the 50 millimeter flat burrs.
Flat burrs.
Flat burrs preferred for espresso.
Right.
But total manual, no timing or anything on here. You know, you're probably going to want to weigh your coffee after
Right.
grinding if you're particular about it.
Right, and some of the more higher end Eurekas are going to have time dosing functions, or if you get the Libra, you're going to get the grind by weight function, which is unbeatable right now. And the future of Eureka is a lot of grind by weight, if anybody was paying attention to Host 2023.
And then the Sete 270 here, really fast and fluffy and essentially stepless
Right.
grind adjustment, just like we have our, this is actual stepless.
Right, well, sure.
This is kind of gets there with that micro adjustment ring.
Right,
That has
but
no,
3-time dosings,
Yeah.
really, in comparison to all the other ones, a huge upgrade. Really easy to use, once again, just pushing a button on the front, and great fork, great dosing cups. It's
And
a great grinder.
And the loudest of the
Yeah,
bunch.
I
So
mean, it
you don't
is-
want to put this one next to the
Right.
bedroom if somebody's sleeping in the morning
No,
and
we
you're
get-
making coffee.
We get that in the comments all the
Yeah.
time that people say, they say that grinder's loud, and it really is. And it really is. But it does a great job, and it's so fast.
And there is another version of this, the 270 WI, that
Right.
actually grinds to weight, like
Right.
you mentioned about the Libra.
Right.
Very
It's a-
similar look.
Right, a collaboration between Baratza and Akaya, I think,
Yeah.
that put that out, and it's incredibly reliable as well. So great grinder.
All right. Well, if one more last check for questions.
Nope.
Okay. Well, we'll wrap it up. I'll just remind you, if you want to get that personal demo, book a CoffeeCast. Just go to Whole Latte Love, and you can set that up right there. Or, of course, if you've got a question you need right now, if you're about to make a decision, you want to talk to an expert, do give our folks a call, or you can chat in at Whole Latte Love. Brian, thanks so much for taking us through the grinders.
Happy Cyber Monday, Mark.
Yes. And thank you guys for watching. And we're going to see you back here at Whole Latte Love real soon for more of the best on everything coffee. Thanks, guys.